Roma is written and directed by Alfonso Cuarón, and it was supposed to be a straight-to-Netflix film, but since it just got so much praise from virtually every single film critic that went to go see this film, Netflix decided to expand it into theaters. And to be honest, I was planning to just watch this film on Netflix in the comfortability of my own home, just because that's just a lazy, comfortable thing for me to obviously do. But since I got a lot of comments on my trailer reaction video to this film, of people who have already seen it saying like, dude, you need to go see this film in a theater because the sound design is just incredible. And, you know, the cinematography is something that you need to experience on a big screen. So I was like, okay, screw it. I'll take the 45-minute drive to the city and go check this film out. And so I did, and now I'm here. But before I really start diving into my thoughts regarding this film, even though I'm glad I saw this in the theater, my theater experience really wasn't the best. And it has nothing to do with the audience per se, even though they were kind of annoying. But it really was the fact that the theater that I tend to go see these kind of indie art house films, apparently they have like paper thin walls. And out of all the films that they could have shown next to my theater, they decided to show A Star Is Born. So you can just imagine all of the incredibly loud songs and noises that were just totally intruding into my theater. There's so many times throughout this film where I'm really trying to focus on the film, and all I can hear is by the way, I did also get a chance to see A Star Is Born, so I will have a review for that eventually. But besides that incredibly annoying thing happening to me, I am very glad that I went to go see this film in the theater because yes, the sound design for this film is just like on a whole other level. The cinematography is very creative, and you can tell throughout this entire film that this is Alfonso's movie just from start to finish. In my trailer reaction video, I said that this film seemed like it was going to take a kind of slice of life approach, and it really does. This entire movie is just one big look into reality. This entire film feels incredibly realistic. This film doesn't even feel like you're watching a film. It feels like you are watching real life. And I could tell from start to finish that that was the goal. And you really do feel that. Nothing about this film feels manufactured. Nothing about it feels like artificially constructed. You're just in this reality moment with this main character. And due to the film's realistic approach in filmmaking, this does start off rather slow. It's paced kind of slow as well, but the way that it builds itself up was just incredible in my opinion. There's two like really big moments that happen in this film, and both of those moments, especially one in particular, was just so emotionally intense and emotionally draining. And that's huge thanks to one, the lead actress who just gives an excellent realistic performance, but also huge thanks to Alfonso's direction. I mean, this guy is known for, you know, utilizing those one-shot sequences. And in this film, he doesn't use them often, but when he uses them, it's incredibly appropriate. And it really gives you that real-life feel to this film. Like, again, that you're just really just peeking in on this one big moment in someone's life. And since we're on the subject of aesthetics, let's just go ahead and talk about the sound design again, because the sound design of this film is just so delicately placed throughout the entire film. Like, you won't be seeing a lot of these noises, but you can hear them through off-screen space, and you'll just hear like a bird chirping, and you'll just hear it from like the top right corner of the screen. You'll hear somebody walking down the stairs, and that's coming from the bottom left. And the noises just really encompass the surrounding environment throughout this entire film. And again, it's these aesthetic choices made by the director that really created an incredibly realistic piece of filmmaking. This film just feels very personal. Like, from the first 15 minutes, you can tell that, wow, this is going to be a very personal film. And I think it really paid off because this film really feels like you're capturing somebody's life at a certain period of time. But also, on top of that, you can tell that there's a creative touch to this movie. You can tell that there is a vision behind it. But one thing that I will say is that, yes, this film is incredibly realistic, and I highly commend it for that. But I can see some people walking out of it feeling slightly underwhelmed, just because there really isn't that kind of resolution that you would expect. And just because it does take quite a while for any really big, intense thing to happen. But for me, like, once the intense moments hit, they hit, and they hit hard. Like I said, there's a few really emotionally intense sequences in this film to where you're just like, for the entire sequence, you're just stiff as a board. But once it's done, you just feel so emotionally relieved or emotionally devastated. Either one. But that's really what I love so much about it, is that, yes, it's kind of slow moving. Yes, it's incredibly subtle. But once it gives you those moments, there's like no going back. Like, you're just stuck with this film. You're so emotionally invested to these characters. So I'm going to give Roma a 9 out of 10. This is just an amazingly and intensely well-crafted film. The sound design is pitch perfect. The camera work is creative and utilized in a way that really captures the moment and really makes you feel like you're there. I'd honestly recommend everybody to go see this film, because even though film lovers might get a hell of a lot more out of it, I feel like everybody should be able to really experience the kind of craft that drives this film. Anyways, thank you very much for hearing what I had to say about Roma. If you've already seen the film and want to comment your thoughts, please let me know in the comment section below. If you like what I had to say about it, please give it a thumbs up and share it amongst your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to be updated on more film-related content.